A parting shot at Putin. That's what some are calling the White House's decision to hit the Russians with a new wave of economic sanctions for cyber hacking during the run-up to the 2016 U.S. election. Sources tell Fox News that punishment could come as soon as Thursday, though some GOP lawmakers are questioning the timing of the administration's decision.
Here's what I would prefer. Let the new Congress and the new president deal with Russia, pass new sanctions much tougher than the ones we already have.
It's the latest in a series of major moves by President Obama, who's just weeks away from leaving office, but has remained aggressive during the lame duck period. From barring states from denying federal money to Planned Parenthood, to a permanent ban on energy development in parts of the Arctic and Atlantic Oceans, and scrapping a dormant registry for male immigrants from a list of largely Muslim countries. Analysts believe this is just the sort of late flurry that critics were worried about.
The only reason to destroy those regulations is to delay any effort of President Trump in carrying out his campaign promises. It's something like General Sherman burning his way through the South and leaving nothing but scorched earth in his path.
Turley further explained the new sanctions against Moscow could paint President-elect Trump into an uneasy corner, undo the heavy-handed sanctions and be seen as Putin's puppet, or leave them in place and just when it was believed a diplomatic thaw might be in the offing. Mr. Trump has certainly noticed the president's shift in both tone and action, tweeting, "Doing my best to disregard the many inflammatory President O statements and roadblocks. Thought it was going to be a smooth transition. Not."
With respect to the transition, I think they would be the first to acknowledge that we have done everything we can to make sure that they are successful, as I promised.
A broken promise, say experts, that the president-elect ultimately will have to clean up. No surprise, Doug, the Russians wasted little time in reacting to the news of a possible new round of sanctions that could be headed their way. The Kremlin saying simply they would retaliate against Washington, with a foreign ministry spokeswoman saying this whole episode has been orchestrated by the White House, calling it a provocation directed from the very top.